Today on the podcast, we're going to have some random conversations about why sales is hard, why sales can be discouraging, and what we can do about it. The reason why we are tackling this today is because I heard back from a former student of mine who didn't show up for a while. So I reached out to her just to find out, what was up, what was going on. And she made a series of interesting admissions. Let me just put it that way. And we've been texting back and forth. We've been having a chat. And it occurs to me that, because lots of times that I make the podcast, I'm upbeat and I'm cheerful. I guess sometimes I haven't given you guys a realistic set of expectations to have when it comes to growing your business. Because, yes, to grow your business, you have to get good at sales. And the principles that we talk about over here are going to be very, very helpful for you to improve your businesses. But unfortunately, I don't think I've given some of you the right expectations to have, or how will I put it? I haven't done a good job of letting you guys know how hard sales can be and how long it's going to take before you start getting business results. So, what we're going to do, this is plenty talk. So it's not something that we can do in one conversation. So this is going to be a three part. We're going to break this up into three parts. So this is going to be part one, where we're having random conversations about sales, why it's hard, what we can do about it, how long it's going to take for you to start seeing prospects for business growth when you're trying to increase your sales. Now, this is your first time listening to the podcast. My name is Tavershima Ayede. I'm a former lawyer turned business consultant, and this is what we do over here on the podcast every single day or every other day. We're talking about how to grow your businesses, how to increase your sales. Because it is my core thesis that until you get this sales thing sorted, sales and marketing in your business, until you get it sorted, you have no prospects for business growth, basically. Sales covers a multitude of sins, or rather, money covers a multitude of sins when it comes to business. So until we get this money right, until we get this lifeblood of the business going, it is only then we can start worrying about other concerns like management issues, or tax issues, or branding issues, or financing issues, or whatever. We need to get this money going first. So, if you love these sorts of issues, then subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, YouTube, Apple, or any player of your choice. And if you'd love to connect with me, you can call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. Now, for those of you who listen to the podcast regularly, today is a Saturday, so it comes as no surprise. I'm making today's recording out and about. I'm in the parking lot. I'm in church because the kids are having catechism classes. So there's going to be some noise in the background. In fact, plenty of noise in the background. The children receiving the instruction. And there seems to be a program going on in the church hall. So there's lots of noise here and there. But don't worry. I always do my best, whether there is noise or whether we have absolute quiet. I do my best to make sure that I deliver value to you guys. Now, speaking of value, I have a set of trainings that are going to be coming up next year. They're going to start from the 12th of January, 2026, and it is going to be a 2-week course. Well, weekdays only, so that's more like 10 sessions. And it is geared for people who work in telesales, business consultants, self-employed people, basically anybody who would love to grow their business or who has responsibility for growing their business, but by using the phone primarily. I repeat, this course that is coming out on the 12th of January in 2026 is aimed at people who want to grow their businesses by using the phone primarily, by using the phone as the main thing. Those are the people who the course is aimed at, who the course is targeted at. So, if you're interested in the course, get in touch. I give my phone number at the beginning and at the end of every single episode. So like I said, my phone number 080-6466-2140. So reach out. I'd like to have a chat with you. Figure out if you're interested in the course, why you're interested in the course, whether you'd be a good fit for the course, because I'm not just going to let absolutely everybody in. And the reason why is this: one of my former clients is actually looking to recruit some people. So we're actually hoping that from the people who come to this class, we will be able to send some candidates his way so that he can consider them for a job. So it's not going to be absolutely everybody that I'm going to let in for this uh, for this course. So, sorry, one moment. I have to say hello to someone. Okay, sorry about that. Like I said, I'm in the parking lot, so someone came by. I had to say hello to someone. So yes, yeah, the course for January 12th, 2026. That is in a couple of weeks' time because I'm currently making today's recording in December of 2025. So if you're interested, reach out. Let's have a chat. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention successful candidates. That's people who pass through the training and who, if you're a person of substance, you go through the training. And I'm confident enough that if I hand you over to this client of mine, you won't fall my hand because I don't want to send a batch of people to him, maybe like 10, 15 people. And then he talks to all of them and then he says, Tavershima, these people are rubbish. Like, if you guys do that to me, like, you will really, really fall my hand. So that's the reason why I want to talk to you guys, before we even start the training. Because yes, money is good, but I can't collect money from you if at the end of the day I can't send you to people and then beat my chest and say, look, now one of my graduates be this. Like, I actually trained this person. So now because my client is based in Lagos, I will be keeping an eye out primarily for people who are based in Lagos because he wants to grow his business using the phone. The candidates will be expected to be in the office every single day, Monday to Friday, from 9 a.m. until close. And they'll be expected to man the phone. So not only are we looking out for people who are based in Lagos, we are also looking out for people who live around the island. So, Lagos Island, VI, Lekki, that whole place. Because my client's office is in Osaka. I think they call it Osaka, London. Even though I've been very vocal on the podcast that you guys should stop saying Osaka, London, because there's no such thing as Osaka, London. There are only two Londons in the world. There is London, England, and then there is Adigbo, London. And Adigbo, London is in my own state, in Benue State. If you don't believe me, go and ask your parents. There are only two Londons in the world. There is London, England, and then there's Adigbo, London. So this one that people are now saying Osaka, London. I was like, where did that one even come from? So my client is based in Osaka, London, in Lagos, and so because of that, we're looking for people who already live on the island or who are close to the island, because this one is a non-negotiable. We need people who 9 o'clock they are already calling. Not that 9 o'clock they're entering the office. Not that 9 o'clock they are signing in. It is like 9 o'clock you have already started dialing. So for those of you who are interested in the course, yeah, reach out. For those of you who are interested in the employment opportunity, please bear that in mind. You will be expected to be making phone calls by 9 a.m. sharp. Not that you enter the building at 9 a.m. Not that you're clearing your desk at 9 a.m. or you're booting your computer at 9 a.m. 9 a.m. you don't they dial. Work has started. All right. Now, where was I? Okay, yeah. Now back to the conversation about sales. So, like I said, I was talking to one of my former students, and she had just sent me an apology because she skipped a couple of classes. And the reason why she skipped her classes, oh, sorry, somebody is driving out next to me. Um, like I said, I'm in a car lot, so there's going to be some noise. So she skipped a couple of classes, and the reason why she skipped a couple of classes was because she was discouraged. She currently has her own business where she's into branding, design, all those sorts of things. So she has a business that's already up and running. And the reason why she has been discouraged is because even though she has been finding our sessions to be very useful, and even though she has been finding the concepts easy to understand, and should I say easy to apply, she has not been able to get the kind of results that she has been looking for. And what she told to me, word for word, is this. She said, sales is hard. And then after that, she said, sales is, and I quote her, God of mercy. That's what she said. And at that point, I just realized that, poor girl, I'm the one who failed her. Because I try to make these concepts easy. Because, like I say, easy to understand means easy to do. And if it's easy to understand, easy to do, then we stand the chances that we'll start seeing results. But maybe perhaps sometimes I oversimplify the process. So I just take it that, look, it's my fault. I didn't let her and her cohort, her classmates, know that, look, we're here, we're laughing, we're smiling, we're having fun, we're catching vibes, but our sales is hard work. And our sales is God of mercy. So I should have told them. So, if you are listening to this podcast for the first time, please just know it. In fact, for those of you who are thinking you're interested in the training that is coming up on the 12th of January in 2026, please have the right perspective that sales is hard. It's hard as hell. Which is the reason why lots of people do not like doing it. People will go and be doing everything else under the sun except sales because it is hard. So know that it is hard. If you're interested in the job opportunity and the training that is coming up next year, January 12th, know that this will be a hard journey. It is not for the faint of heart, and it is not for people who do not have discipline and who are not willing to work hard. You don't have discipline, you don't love hard work, this thing will not work. Go and join the marketing department or go and join the branding department where your job will be creating posts and writing articles. Go and join them. Don't enter sales. It's not for everybody. Sales is hard. However, everybody can sell. Hear me, please. Everybody can sell. Even if you don't fancy yourself to be a hard worker, everybody can sell. Because all we have to do is just change one or two things. Learn some skills and change one or two things, and everybody can sell. It doesn't mean you'll be a superstar, but you will be able to sell. And that's the reason why when you look around and you see people who have built successful businesses, and please do not deceive yourself that there's anybody who has built a successful business who did not sell. If they didn't sell themselves, they got other people to sell on their behalf. But just know that there is no successful business that you see around you that was not built on the back of sales and selling. So that's the reason why we see tall people, they can sell. Short people, they can sell. Fine people, they can sell. Ugly people, they can sell. Christian, they can sell. Muslim, they can sell. Atheist, they can sell. Everybody can sell if we just learn a couple of things. Now, this is the right perspective to have, please, my brothers and sisters listening here. I know I joke a lot and I try and oversimplify. So for the next 3 episodes, this is part 1. Let me try and give you guys the right perspective so that you will know what you're signing up for. For those of you who say you want to be an entrepreneur, this is what you are signing up for. If by the time you listen to what I'm about to say, part 1, part 2, part 3, and you say, oh, this thing sounds too hard, exactly. That is the reason why there are lots of people who start this journey, and then after a while, they cut out and they go and look for a paid job. That is the reason why you meet your friend in January of 2026 next year, and they will say, this is the year I've joined the hustle, the year of entrepreneurship. And then by the time you see them in April, you say, oh boy, how far? I say, guy, man, it was tough. And so where are you now? Oh, I'm working for so and so. That is precisely the reason why. Because your friend will try entrepreneurship in January of 2026, and they will figure out that, man, this hard work, I can't cut it. I can't hack it. So this is the right perspective that we need to have when it comes to growing your business, increasing your sales, getting good at sales. Number 1, you need to know that sales is hard. It's arduous. I've been stressing it for 15 minutes, not because I'm trying to scare you away. I just want people to know what we're signing up for from the beginning. So for those of you who reach out that you want to do this course, January 12th, 2026, just know we are signing up for hard work, especially if you want to be one of those people that I present to my client who is based in Lagos to say that this guy or this girl, good candidates, consider them. So number one, sales is hard. Sales is arduous. Number two, hmm, sales requires learning some skill and then it requires behavior change. You have to change your behavior small to get good in sales. Small. I'm not one of those people who tell you to change your personality. That if you're too bubbly, you need to calm down. Or if you're too calm, you need to become the life of the party. No. But you have to change some behavior small. Then, whenever you try to implement something, we should always try and figure out why did this implementation fail? Why didn't we get the results that we want? So remember, please, this is the right perspective. Number one, know that sales and selling is hard. Number two, know that you will have to change your behavior. Small. You have to learn one or two things. Then number three, when you try to implement and you don't get the results that you want, you have to get into the habit of sitting down and saying, why did this thing not work? So, why is sales hard in the first place? The reason why sales is hard is because, number one, the statistics are not in your favor. The stats are just not in your favor. You will always have low conversions. A conversion just means the person who is willing to take the next step. So, back in the university day, you come in, jam-bite rush, there's fresh blood on campus, and you decide that this is the year that you're going to have a girlfriend. So, you go and try toasting a number of babes. You talk to one, you talk to two, you talk to three. With each of them, you try and collect phone number. If you talk to 10 babes, but only two of them gave you phone number, those two that gave you phone number, that is a conversion. And your conversion rate is 2 over 10. Out of every single 10 babes you talk to, you can collect 2 phone numbers. That is 2 over 10. Now, let's say you're a girl and you're trying to use a different strategy. You want somebody who is a lover of God, a disciple of Christ Jesus. So what you do is anybody that approaches you, you ask them, will you come to fellowship with me? And you will only agree to talk to the boys who decide to come to fellowship. So if 10 boys approach you and you say, will you come to fellowship with me? At the end of the day, 4 boys show up in fellowship. That is a conversion. Somebody who was willing to take the next step. That is a conversion. And your conversion rate is 4 over 10 or 40%. By the way, if you ask 10 boys, will you come to fellowship with me, and then 4 show up, Omo, you are a star. You are wife material. You're hot. So, that is what a conversion is. But just know that the stats are not in your favor. Conversions will always be low. In the examples that I gave, if you noticed, in fact, forget example. In real life, there's no way that if 10 guys approach you and you say, will you come to my fellowship? There's no way all 10 of them will show up for fellowship. No way. It doesn't happen. Then the same thing if you're a guy, there's no way that if you talk to 10 babes, all 10 will give you the phone number. Statistically speaking, just not going to happen. So that's what we mean when we say the statistics are not in your favor. Now, we have a similar dynamic when it comes to business. And the way that Brian Tracy explains it is this. Not everybody you talk to is going to want what you have. Not everybody you talk to is going to need what you have or what you sell. Not everybody you talk to is going to be able to afford what it is that you have. And not everybody that you talk to is going to have a sense of urgency around your product or your service. So, excuse me, I'm recovering from a cold. So, it was in this very parking lot last week, 2 weeks ago, where I gave the example of, I think it was, what was it again? The Tesla Cybertruck. So, if you sell expensive cars like the Tesla Cybertruck, it is not everybody you talk to who wants the Tesla Cybertruck. It's not everybody you talk to who feels like they need the truck. It's not everybody who you talk to who can afford the truck, because that is a beast that costs 430 million naira the last time I checked. That's for the model that I like. Purple color. Correct car. That car is sweet. Die. Although my wife said that the thing resembles Pangolo, that if I buy it, she won't drive in it. Well, for now, It's no quarrel because I don't have 430 million. So that one is just an intellectual quarrel between me and my wife. Me and the children, we say the car is sweet. My wife said the thing resembles Pangolo. So not everybody can afford the Tesla Cybertruck. And for those who have 430 million, excuse me, sometimes they feel as if there's other things to do with money. Some people have the 430 million, but they want to invest. Or they have 430 million, but they want to maintain a side piece. Or they have 430 million and they think, you know what, let us give the money to church or whatever. But sure, not everybody has a sense of urgency around the Tesla Cybertruck. So, no matter what it is that you sell, the statistics are not in your favor because not everybody wants, not everybody needs, not everybody can afford, not everybody has a sense of urgency. If some of you are saying I'm being too dramatic, no problem. Let's use another example. Consider pure water, cold water, especially now that the weather is hot. Not everybody wants your water. Not everybody needs your water. Shockingly, even for 10 naira water, not everybody can afford that 10 naira pure water. It's sad, but that's just the state of Niger. Sorry, it's not even 10 naira. So I think the last time I tried to buy, I think one was like, is it 60 naira? I'll be 100 naira. I can't even remember. But not everybody has that. So not everybody can afford. And then not everybody has a sense of urgency. Some people feel as if, well, you know what? I'm thirsty. But I'm already in the car and I'll be home in 30 minutes. What's the worry? So you can see that whether Tesla Cybertruck or whether pure water, the statistics are not in your favor. So because of that, just know that you're up for an arduous journey. You will always have to make sure that you're doing your best to target people who want, who need, who can afford, and who have a sense of urgency. And it will always be hard work, whether you sell Tesla Cybertrucks or whether you sell pure water, whether you sell mobile phones or whether you're an architect or whether you're a business consultant or whether you run a medical laboratory or whatever it is that you do. The statistics, sorry, forgive me, I'm chewing my mouth. The stats are not in your favor. You will always be starting from a period of low conversions. So that is the reason why sales is hard work. Please don't get me wrong, bro. I'm not trying to chase any of you away. I'm not. I just don't want to be in this situation where I have a promising student in my class and then she disappears. And then when she comes back, she says, that sales is hard. I just want to make sure we're prepared and we have the right set of expectations going in. I don't want to give anybody false hopes that what I'm saying here is easy. I don't want anybody to believe that there's one or two magic phrases that we'll say and we'll triple our business overnight. I'm trying to be straight with you all. Yes, I like money, and money is good. And the more of you pay me, yes, I'll be happy. But I just want to set you up with the right expectations. I'm not going to lie to you and say that this thing is easy, so I can collect as much money from you guys as possible. I won't do that. So I'm not trying to scare you away. I just want you to have all the information that you need before we engage, before we continue. Because I don't want anybody to run away again that they were discouraged. I want us to know the fight that we're signing up for right from the beginning. Then, apart from the fact that sales is hard, and I've explained why sales is hard, part of the right perspective is, like I said, you will have to change your behavior. Small behavior change. Now, this is the behavior change that I want you to adopt. Your personality is okay. Leave it as it is. No matter what your personality is, you can sell. You talk too fast, you can sell. You talk too slow, you can sell. You don't talk at all, you can sell. It doesn't matter. So keep your behavior. But this is one small behavior that you have to change. In order to get good at sales, at selling, we have to learn how to do things consistently over time. That is all that we have to learn how to do. That is the only small change. The only small change we need to make. We just have to get into the habit of doing some things consistently. Like somebody asked me one time, the person said, sir, no vex. But the first time I saw you, I was wondering to myself, is this guy on drugs? And I laughed because I understood what she was talking about. She said, sir, how can you do it? At the time she was asking me, I think I had done about 800 episodes of the podcast. Right now I've done over 1,300. He says, "Sir, how do you do it?" I say, "Well, I just have to do it every single day." Well, not every single day. I told her that the plan actually was for me to do it, 2 or 3 times a week. But I know myself that I'm a lazy SOB. I lazy die. So I knew that the only way this thing will work is if I just try and do it every day. Because if I try and do it every day, at least I know that 2 or 3 days I'll do it. But I'm not a very disciplined fellow. If I say I'll podcast Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, what will happen is I'll miss one Monday, and before you know it, I'll wake up and then it's Thursday, and then something else has come up on Friday, and that's how you know it. 1 week don't pass. I've missed my recording deadlines. So I try to record every single day, and that's how I've done it. So, to grow your sales, the only behavior change I'm asking of you, small behavior change. When we figure out the thing that we need to do to increase our sales or to grow our business, just get in the habit of doing it consistently over time. That's all. So, for those of you who are going to join me in the training on the 12th of January in 2026, the only habit I'm asking of you is 9 o'clock, be at your desk. That's all. Be at your desk with your headset. You have your list, you're ready to make your calls. That's all. I'm not asking you to finish the day. The thing is, even if you start at 9 and then by 1 you're tired and you say, I'm not the only person who killed Jesus, and then you say, I'm done for today, you'll be better than the person who is not doing anything at all. Behavior change, small discipline is not easy. Believe me, I'm telling you, it's not easy. I record podcast episodes, I make calls, I take meetings. It is not easy. I'm the laziest person on this planet. But how for do? I have to move my ministry. So therefore, I gotta make some changes. Small change. That's all I'm asking of you. You just need to learn how to do some things consistently over time, no matter what the thing is. So if it is sending emails, we need to figure out how you can be sending your emails consistently. If we decide that your cadence is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's all we need to do. Monday, 9 o'clock, have we sent our email? Wednesday, 9 o'clock, have we sent our emails? Friday, 9 o'clock, have we sent our emails? If it's phone calls, 9 o'clock, have we started? If it is visiting meetings, have we scheduled the meeting for Monday, 9 o'clock, Wednesday, 9 o'clock, Friday, 9 o'clock? We need to figure out what it is we have to do, and then we have to learn how to do those things consistently over time. That is the small behavior change I'm asking of you. Your personality is fine. Don't change it. Your accent is fine. Don't change it. Too many people come to me and they're worked up about their accent. It is fine. There was one training that I was doing. We decided to role play, and then one girl was like, she said, "May we know you?" And then people, they begin to laugh at. I was like, "Why are you guys laughing? Like laughing for what?" Now, Nigeria, we day now. We're in Nigeria. There are some people who talk like that. There are some people who talk like that. May we know you? If you are a may we know you girl or you are a may we know you guy, it is okay. If you are the kind of guy who says may we know you and you start trying to form funny, you would disgrace yourself. So if that's how you grew up, may we know you, go in there and may we know you. It's okay. People know who they're dealing with immediately from the beginning. Like it's you, authentically you. No, they form. Don't form. Your accent is fine. Your personality is fine. There are some of you that need to change your personal hygiene. You understand? Some of you guys use perfume and bath well before you go out. But outside of that, you are fine. The only behavior change I'm asking of you is we need to figure out what it is that you need to do in your own situation. Then we need to come up with a plan for how we're going to do this thing consistently over time. That is it. And please, another thing I forgot to mention. When the sales is not coming in, when things are not moving, when you're feeling discouraged, please know that it's nothing personal. Ain't nothing personal at all. You can see that the stats are not in your favor. It's nothing personal. You can see that we have to do some small behavior change. So it's no fault of yours. If you've not been doing the right amount of work for the right amount of time, the results won't come in. Bosha, stop taking it personal when you don't see results. Don't fall into a funk. Don't ask yourself, what is wrong with me? Don't ask yourself, what is the problem with me? Don't ask yourself, will I ever make it? It ain't personal. Don't worry. We're here. We'll figure it out. So, number one, sales is hard. The stats are not in your favor. So we need to make sure that we're targeting people, the right kind of people. Number two, we need some small behavior change. Keep the rest of yourself the way you are. You like bright clothes, it's not a problem. If you dress like a Ghanaian school teacher, just like me, it's not a problem. For those of you who are Ghanaian school teachers, or you're the child of a Ghanaian school teacher, I beg no vex. One day my wife was abusing me, and that's how she described my fashion sense. And when she said it, everybody began to laugh. And my mom still was like, "Yeah, that actually is true. At Tavershima, you do dress like a Ghanaian school teacher." But what I'm trying to say is, you have fashion sense, it's okay. You don't have fashion sense, it's okay. It's all good. We just need small behavior change. Now, the final thing that I want us to know, remember, this is a three-part series. After this, I'll move on to part two because I don't want to make this an episode that is going to last 1 hour, 30 minutes. Let me break it up into small chunks. Now, the final thing that we need to know is that when we try to implement and the thing fails, we don't get the right results, we need to get into the habit of asking ourselves, why did this thing fail? Now, the first thing that we need to look at is, did we use the proper technique? And then the second question we need to ask ourselves is, did we make a sufficient number of attempts? Did we try enough? So those are two big questions. Did we use right technique? And did we try enough? Because remember, in the beginning, I spoke about conversions, and that because the stats are not in our favor, your conversions will always be low. Everybody starts with low conversions. Everybody does. Because it doesn't matter whether you're growing your business or looking for a husband or looking for a wife or trying to sell a car or trying to sell bread or whatever, your conversions will always be low. There's no situation where you talk to 10 people and 10 people are interested in you or what you have. It just does not happen. Except if you know all those, those of you based in Lagos, you know those guys now, like around Obalende. When I was in school, I used to see those advertisements, those places, Guru Maharaji, Guru this, Guru that. Eh? They'll go and give you one ring. You use the ring and touch your mouth. And then when you go out and you open your mouth, whatever you say, people just follow you. So except if you know people who have that kind of jazz, there is no way you will talk to 10 people and 10 people are interested in what you have or interested in you or in what you sell. And by the way, please don't mess with that kind of stuff. It is just money that we are looking for. Why will you go and start cutting all kinds of spiritual forces, playing with demons because you want to make money? Is it worth it? So, if you saw any of those places today, please do not go there. Don't call that phone number. Don't go and meet that person and ask for that ring, ask for that powder, ask for that jazz, or whatever it is. For what? For business success. Then you sell your soul. Life is hard, but please don't call those phone numbers. I beg. Anyway, where was I? So, two things. Did you do the right technique? And then, did you have a sufficient number of attempts? Did you talk to enough people? Because some of you say sales is hard, you say business is hard. By the time you ask some questions, you see that the person has not done enough. Let me use one example. There was a time in my life when I was very angry. Very, very angry. They said, Tavershima Ayede vex. I said, because I want to do MBA. MBA, that's Masters in Business Administration. I want to do MBA, business school. They know they take me. They're not accepting my application. I was very, very angry. So one day, one of my friends asked me, which school did you apply to? And so I told him, I said I was considering London School of Economics, that's LSE. He said, did you apply? In my mind, I was now thinking, chai. Because actually I was considering LSE, London School of Economics, but I didn't apply. Then And I say, I was also thinking about Harvard. They said, did you apply? I said, no, I didn't. I didn't meet the criteria, so I didn't bother applying. So okay, so no problem. And then, I said, okay, which school did you apply to? I said, well, I applied to University of Aberdeen for the MBA, but they told me that I didn't have enough work experience. That's why I was angry. By the time my guy asked me some questions, I realized one thing. I was angry that business school is not taking me. Meanwhile, I only looked at 5 schools and I only made one application. Some of you are laughing at me now, but here is the truth. I was angry that schools are not accepting me. Meanwhile, I only considered 5 schools and I only made one application. Then I was getting angry. Like, wh- why was I getting angry? I didn't want it enough. For people who want to get into business schools, I mean, they definitely consider more than 5 and they definitely send in more than one application. Remember, the stats are not in your favor. The conversions will always be low. So, proper technique and sufficient number of attempts. The applications that I made, the application I made to University of Aberdeen, was it a good quality application that I was selling myself? That's one question. Then let's assume that the quality of my application was good. Did I send it to enough schools? So it doesn't matter what it is. Are you using the right technique? And did you try enough times? Sometimes some of you say sales is hard, but you've not tried enough. There's some people who come, they say they're struggling. 2025 was a struggle. So, okay, let's sit down. Let's look at your trading history. Let's look at the number of people that you spoke to, blah, blah, blah. And there are some people that in December of 2025, they only spoke to 10 prospects. I repeat, there are some people that in all of 2025, they're complaining that business is hard. You only spoke to 10 people. How would business be hard? Even if your conversations were correct conversations, like how you make progress in a whole year talking to only 10 people? The person who is having 10 business conversations in a month is putting himself or is putting herself in a better position. Remember, 10 conversations a month means at the end of the year, that's how much? That's 12 times 10, 120. That means at the end of the year, the person has spoken to 120 people. The probability, the odds are more in your favor if you talk to 120 people than if you talk to only 10. So some of you shouting sales is hard, your technique, you might be doing the right things and your technique might be on point, but you haven't had a significant enough number of attempts. Now, these are some of the things that we're going to talk about in future episodes, so let me not go into that here. Excuse me. Bosha, remember what I said. I'm not trying to chase any of you away. I'm not trying to discourage you people. I just want you to know that for those of us who have said we'll be good in business, we've signed up for hard work. Or for those of us who are going to be career salespeople who want to sell on behalf of somebody else, we have signed up for hard work. Excuse me. Now, the reason why it is hard is because the stats are not in our favor. Conversions will always be low when we begin. So, we need to do some small behavior change. We need to figure out what it is that we need to do that will move the results. Then, we need to do those things consistently over time. That is where we will get the best results. Then realize that it's nothing personal. So your personality is fine, your accent is fine. If your background is fine. If you come from a poor background, it's okay. You come from a rich background, it's okay. Your looks are okay. If you're ugly, it's all right. If you're pretty, it's all right. Doesn't matter. Then we also need to make sure that we ask ourselves some questions when we don't see results. Am I using the right technique? Did I talk to enough people? Then we can start figuring out where the problem is. It is harder to do this when you're doing it alone. So try and talk to somebody else. If there is that senior colleague that you respect, it's okay to call the colleague up to say, Bro Kelechi, I beg, wahala dey. Say, what's happening? Say, guy, this is my life. I don't know what's happening. But sha, let me just pick your brain. Since I entered this real estate hustle, like I'm not seeing progress. Going front, I don't know. Going backward, I don't know. Am I stagnant? I don't know. So, Bro Kelechi, I beg, let me come and see you in the office on Friday. Go and sit down with Bro Kelechi. And these are the conversations you're going to have. The techniques you're using, the strategies you're using, are you using the right things? You guys can have a conversation. He will help you try and figure it out. Then also have the frank conversation with him. Because I'm sure Bro Kelechi will ask you, okay, how many people did you talk to? Be honest with Bro Kelechi. Even the last month, you only spoke to 2 people. Be honest with him. Be honest with him. I know it will make you look bad because it has happened to me before. Because I felt like an idiot when my friend was asking me questions, and then it became clear that I said I want to do MBA, Masters in Business Administration. It became clear I only considered 5 schools in 1 year and only sent 1 application in 1 year, and I was getting angry. What was I getting angry for? I started feeling like a fool. So I understand. Don't worry. But at least your eyes will be open, and you now know what the next step is supposed to be. All right, so let me end it here. And remember, for those of you who are interested, the training, January 12th, 2026. It is aimed at anybody who wants to grow their business by using the phone primarily. So if you're in telesales, this would be a good training for you. If you're an entrepreneur, it's a good training for you. You want to start your consultancy business, it's a good training for you. But also remember that in this training, I'm looking out for a set of candidates that I can show to my client who is based in Lagos to say that these people, I've vetted them. Take a look at these people. You can build your next sales team from here. So because of that, I'll be taking anybody for the training, whether you're based in Maiduguri or Abuja. But for the job placement, it would only be people who are based in Lagos. Please do not lie about where you're based because you'll be required to be in the office Monday, 9 o'clock. You're already dialing. In other words, signing in will be like around that kind 8:30. Sign in, sit down, get your headset, gist with people, eat gala, boot your computer, so that 9 o'clock sharp, you're calling. So, for the job opportunity, it's only those people who live on the island. You live in VI, live in Lekki. My client is based in Osakpa, London. You're based around those places. Yeah, cool. Those will be the candidates that I'll be handing over to him at the end of the day. So if you're interested in the opportunity or you just want to connect with me, it's not a problem. You can call, send me a text message, send me a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. So thank you very much for your time and attention. I'll catch you all some other time.